YouTube. It's huge. Seriously, think about it. Billions of people watch it every single day. It's like the world's biggest digital library or a massive, never-ending talent show. You can find almost anything there, you really can. From incredibly serious global news reports to those utterly daft but brilliant cat videos, it has completely changed how we consume media, full stop. This isn't just a small shift, it's a revolution. The way we learn, laugh and look at the world. This platform is a global stage, make no mistake. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can upload a video. Anyone can share their story, their unique perspective, their ideas, their music, their political rants. It connects people across borders, oceans and continents. You can learn a new language from a native speaker or discover how to fix your leaky bathroom tap. It's a dynamic space for learning, for sheer entertainment, for connection. Truly revolutionary, wouldn't you agree? It's changed the game for so many individuals. But here's the thing, folks. Not everyone is a fan, especially some governments. They're not exactly sending fan mail. They look at YouTube. With its endless stream of content, they see all this free-flowing information, all these different, sometimes challenging voices, and they get a little nervous, a little bit twitchy. They start thinking, maybe this is too much freedom. Perhaps people are seeing things they really shouldn't be seeing. This could get out of hand, couldn't it? And when governments get nervous, they don't just sit still. Sometimes they don't just ask nicely for a video to be taken down. No, that would be far too simple for some. They go for the big red button, the main off switch. We're talking about full-blown YouTube bans, people, entire countries where you just can't access it. Poof! Gone. Vanished from the internet within their borders. Why on earth would they do that, you ask? Let's dive in and try to understand this. It's a complicated picture, but we'll break it down. So, what's the main reason governments ban YouTube? It often boils down to one very powerful word: control. Many governments across the political spectrum want to control the narrative. They want to be the primary, sometimes the only source of information. They want to carefully shape what their citizens think and believe. And YouTube, well, YouTube throws a massive spanner in those works. It's a wild, untamed garden of ideas and opinions. Not something easily managed or curated by officials. This makes it a direct challenge to their authority. Think about it from their perspective for a moment. On YouTube, you can find news from all over the world. You can find opinions that directly challenge official government stories. You can see footage of protests happening in other countries or even your own. For some leaders, this is incredibly dangerous stuff. They worry these ideas could spark dissent or unrest, or make people question their authority and decisions. Ultimately, for them, it's about maintaining their grip on power. Information is power, and they want to hold all the cards. This is where the concept of censorship comes into play. It's like a digital curtain, or sometimes an iron wall. Governments use censorship to block content they deem harmful, or more often content that is politically inconvenient for them. YouTube, with its vast ocean of user-generated videos, is a prime target. Blocking the entire site is often seen as easier than trying to meticulously censor millions of individual videos daily. It's a heavy-handed approach for sure, but an effective one for them. A blunt instrument for a complex problem, they might argue. This isn't just about filtering out a few bad videos here and there, it's about attempting to control the entire information ecosystem. If people can easily access diverse perspectives and alternative viewpoints, it becomes much harder for a government to push its own agenda unchallenged. So, they try to create a walled garden, a digital echo chamber, where only approved information and official narratives get through. YouTube, by its very nature, is almost always outside that wall. It represents an uncontrolled flow which they seek to stop, a flow they see as a potential flood. All right, let's name some names. Let's get specific. China is a classic and very prominent example of this. You can't just hop on YouTube if you're in Beijing or Shanghai. Nope. They have the infamous Great Firewall of China. It blocks YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Google services, you name it. Instead, they have their own domestic video platforms like Youku or Bilibili, which are heavily monitored and censored. This way, the government maintains much tighter control over online content. It's a massive digital market, completely sealed off from global platforms. This control is central to their internet policy. Then there's Iran, another significant case study. YouTube has been mostly blocked there for many years since Around 2009, this access was restricted, particularly after widespread protests. The government is deeply wary of social media platforms. They see them as tools for organizing opposition movements and for spreading Western culture, which they often view as a corrupting threat. So access to YouTube is heavily restricted, if not entirely impossible. Many people use VPNs, virtual private networks, to try and bypass these blocks, but it's a constant cat and mouse game with the authorities. Political reasons are huge, clearly, that's a major driver. But sometimes the justification for a ban is framed differently. Governments might cite cultural or religious reasons for their actions. They might argue that YouTube hosts content that is immoral, or that it goes against cherished national values, or that certain videos are disrespectful to religion or sacred figures. This kind of justification can be used to rally public support for the ban, even if the underlying, perhaps unstated reasons are more about controlling political speech. It's a way of making censorship seem more palatable. Security is another big card that governments frequently play. They will often claim that YouTube is used to spread extremist propaganda, or that specific videos are designed to incite violence or hatred, or, in broader terms, that the platform is used to undermine national security. These are, of course, very serious concerns in any society, but sometimes these legitimate concerns are also used as a broad excuse to silence any voice that the government doesn't like or finds challenging. It's a powerful justification that can be hard to argue against publicly. The term national security can cover a multitude of sins. So what actually happens when YouTube just vanishes from a country? For ordinary people, the citizens, it's a big deal, a significant loss. Suddenly a massive, easily accessible source of information is gone. Think about students who rely on it for educational videos and tutorials, or people trying to learn new skills for a job or a hobby, or just someone wanting to watch independent news from around the globe. That window to the wider world effectively slams shut. It's a direct loss of knowledge and opportunity for many. The digital divide widens even further for them. It also means less exposure to different cultures and ideas, less understanding of global events from diverse non-state perspectives. People are left with fewer choices for information and entertainment. Often they only get the state-controlled media channels and narratives. This can create an echo chamber, reinforcing only one point of view, making it harder for individuals to think critically about issues, or to see beyond the official narrative presented to them daily. It's a subtle but incredibly significant impact on a society's outlook. It can lead to a more insular and less informed populace. And what about the creators, the YouTubers themselves? For them, a ban can be absolutely devastating, a career-ending event. Imagine people who have built entire careers on the platform, who have shared their art, their comedy, their expertise, their passion. Suddenly, their audience within that country is gone overnight. Their income, if they monetize their content, dries up completely. Their voice, their ability to communicate with their followers, is silenced. It's not just a hobby for many, it's their livelihood, their business, and their primary way of expressing themselves to the world. This all comes down to a fundamental issue: digital freedom. The internet, in its early days, promised a world of open information, a space where ideas could be shared freely across borders. But YouTube bans and other forms of internet censorship show that this freedom is fragile. It can be taken away by governments relatively easily. Access to diverse sources of information is truly crucial for a healthy society. It helps people make informed decisions about their lives and their leaders. The fight for an open internet and access to platforms like YouTube is a fight for that very freedom. It matters a great deal, now more than ever. This is not just about videos, it's about our right to know.